Hello and welcome to PGSN, also known as Pleasant Grove Sports Network. Today, here I am Boston Harding here with
Sean Guyman.
And today, in this first match we will have Anderson versus Adams. Anderson for Pleasant Grove, Adams for Lone Peak. And that's 3 points for a takedown for Adams, as well as trying to get some riding time. Get some near fall here. Possibly looking for the fall. And that does get it. And that will be a fall to start out. And that will be rewarded to Adams for the 190 pounds quick end. Now for the 120 pounds, we have Ryan Cornetto going against Blake Petit for Lone Peak. This will be now the second match within Lone Peak versus Pleasant Grove. Lone Peak leads 6-0. And also, for these matches today, we will have 1 minute periods. Orion getting behind him and getting 3 personal points for the takedown. Having him on his stomach here, trying to flip him over and get some near fall. Trying to get his arm behind his back there, almost there. And he gets out of that, and he cuts him loose. And that is time for the first period. Did not get that the evasion at the last second. And that after the first period, that will bring it 3-0 in personal points. Orion in the lead. At some difficulties with headgear here. And turns out he did get the 1 point for the escape, which now makes it 3-1. Orion going into the defensive position with Petit on top. Petit going around him, getting the takedown. Orion just about getting that reversal there. Orion's head in between Petit's legs here. That'll be 2 points for the reversal. Trying to get 3 for the takedown. Trying to get his arm behind his back now. Going around to his side. Now having one arm behind. Getting some near fall. 1 swipe, 2, 3, and that's 4. And that is the pin. That will result in a win for Pleasant Grove here. Win by fall. Orion with the win over Blake Petit. Which now brings it 6-6 for points. Pleasant Grove and Lone Peak tied in team points. Both starting in a neutral position here, riding across the edge of the out of bounds. 3 points for a takedown, awarded to Pleasant Grove. Having him in almost a headlock, looking for that cradle, decides against it. Trying to get his arms behind his head, around his back, staying on top. And sorry, and he gets the cradle. One swipe. Sorry, 3 points for the takedown, I believe, or sorry, 4 points for the near fall. And I believe the period was called, as the times on the scoreboard was just wrong. Pleasant Grove defers. And sorry, just to clarify, we have Packer Nedisheim. I am really bad with names. Going against Daniel Snow for Lone Peak. Daniel Snow going into a defensive position to start. A minute 20 now. Packer staying on top, not letting him out of his grips. Trying to flip him over, get some near fall. Possibly getting a winking hands call there. One swipe. 2, 3, and that's 4. Looking for the pin. And that gets the pin. 2 in a row for Pleasant Grove. All 3 matches ending in a pin now. That will bring it 12-6 for Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove off to a good start here, getting 2 in a row. Now for the 132 pounds, we have Ian Park going against Finn Hindhoff. Heindorf. I didn't see the R in there. Heindorf for, the 132 pounds. Both starting in neutral position here. And I apologize for what I said before. I believe that it is 2 minutes on the clock, and they're just having some technical difficulties. And they would be pushed out of bounds there. And just to clarify, I have just been told that it's been rotating between 1 minute and 1.5 minute periods. And well, I was explaining that, a 3-point takedown for Lone Peak. Heindorf in a good position here. Now 20 seconds left in the first period. Getting 2 arms around him, possibly trying to look for a cradle. Park trying to swipe away one of his hands. Trying to get him on his back, and that would be out of bounds and the end of the first period. Good hustle there by Park, and right back into position. coin toss goes to Lone Peak, and he chooses to defer. Ian Park chooses the defensive position, try to get away and get that escape and get the one point for that. 1 swipe, 2 swipe, 3 swipe, 4 swipes. Heindorf looking for the pin, and he gets it. Now 12-12. That is 4 matches in a row, ended by major decision, by pin. Next, we will have, for the 138 pounds, we have Kenneth Conder for Pleasant Grove going against Gideon Feihart. I believe I actually said that one right for once. Philhart, sorry. Kenneth going for the shot there around his neck, could not get it. Going for the same thing. And the shot, Philhart goes beneath. Almost getting the takedown. His head in between Kenneth's legs. Kenneth staying strong, holding on that ankle, not getting that trying not to get taken down. Going for the same thing, put him above his head. And again. And that will be time for the first period. No points awarded, going kind of into stall out there. And the call, I believe, went to Pleasant Grove, and he chose a defensive position. Lone Peak deferred that. Kenneth taking the defensive position, trying to get the escape. Looking for a cradle here. Philhart just about getting it, and he does. Kenneth swooping back to his stomach. Getting put in the cradle now. 3, 4 swipes from the ref. Trying not to get pinned. Trying to break out. 50 seconds left. And he gets out to his stomach. Trying to sprawl out. Try to get those hands. And that's 4 points rewarded for the near fall. One swipe, 2 swipe, 3, 4 from the ref for the near fall. Kenneth now on his back. Is he going to get the pin? Kenneth on his back again. And that is the pin. Lone Peak now winning 18-12. With Philhart getting the pin there. Win by major decision against Kenneth Conder. Next for the 144 pounds, we have Carson Bo Derrick for Pleasant Grove going against Beckham Clark for Lone Peak. Both starting in neutral position for this first period. Both trying to go for the head there. And the shot by Clark and the 3-point takedown. Bo Derrick getting to his feet, but just slammed back down again. Now 30 seconds remaining. Bo Derrick getting to his feet again and tripped. again and again, trying to get up, kicked in the head there. And that'll be a walking of hands call on Lone Peak. That'll be 1 point rewarded for the evasion, or for the escape, sorry. Evasion and escape are two different things. Now into a defensive position, Boderick looking for the escape. And the reversal there. That is 2 rewarded for the reversal. And that is the end of the second period. And now making it 5-3, as he was also rewarded 2 near fall as well as the reversal, which now brings it 5-3. Both starting in a neutral position. Some walking of hands there. And the shot by Boderick. Pulling him around. Clark staying on top. Boderick putting him on his shoulders. And gets around him. 3 points for the takedown. 1 swipe. Another swipe. 2, 3, and the reversal. 2 points there for Clark. Looking around his leg. Barely pulling it back inbounds. Boderick on his stomach. Clark on top. Boderick now on top. 1 swipe, 2 swipe, 3. And that is a pin there for Boderick. Win by major decision, which now brings it 18-18. Both teams tied. In all 6 matches now have been won by major decision or by pin. Ethan Castillo for Pleasant Grove going against Jake Beck here for Lone Peak. Started in neutral position for this first period. Beck here had the leg pick. Ethan with the shot there going below. Beck now with the leg. Tries to throw him over for the takedown, trying again. Cannot get it. And that will be out of bounds with 16 seconds left on the clock. Starting in a neutral position again. And that'll be time for the end of the first period. Coin flip goes to Lone Peak and they decide to defer. Pleasant Grove going into the defensive position. And that will bring them out of bounds again with 1:14 left on the clock. Ethan going back into the defensive position, trying to get away, get that escape point. which would put him in the lead, 0-0 in personal points currently. Ethan getting to his feet. Beck bringing him back down. And that'll be the 1 point for the escape there, bringing Ethan Castillo in the lead with now 35 seconds left. Ethan going for the shot. Just about to go out of bounds, and they do with now 26 seconds left. There we go. Starting in neutral position. Beck having the leg pick, going for the cradle there. 3 points for the takedown. Looking for the pin. Ethan getting back onto his knees. And that is time for the second period. Moving now into the third period, Ethan Castillo is down by 2. Ethan having 1 personal point, Beck having 3. Now a minute 30. Starting in neutral position. Ethan Castillo with the shot there, going under. Breaking away back into neutral. And the shot again as Beck sprawls not to get taken down. And 3 points awarded to Beck for the takedown, going out of bounds with 1:04 left. Beck now having 6 personal points, 3 for the takedown. Ethan Castillo being in the defensive position. And that'll be 1 personal point awarded to Castillo for the escape. Castillo with the leg pick, bringing him down. 3 points for the takedown. Trying to get him onto his back, get some near fall. Beck almost with the reversal as he gets that. So now brings it 5-8, 5-6 now, awarded for, is that 3 points for takedown for for Castillo. And that'll be out of bounds. Now 9-8 with 4 seconds remaining. Beck being in a defensive position, trying to get the 1 point for the escape with the last seconds left in the match. And that is time. Castillo bringing out the win by minor decision there, 9-8 in personal points. And that'll be 6 points awarded for Pleasant Grove, 24-18. Next for the 157 pounds, we have Kerwin Mejia Ramiro, there we go, versus Boston Blake for Lone Peak. Kerwin with the shot, getting one leg. Spinning like crazy there, bringing them down to their knees. Kerwin on bottom. Now getting on top, 3 points for the takedown. Bringing them close to the edge here. Kerwin taking the outside. Driving them back down. And that is time for the end of the first period. Going into the second, Kerwin leads 3-0 in personal points. Blake being in the defensive position. Foul called. Kerwin keeping him good down on the floor. Kerwin now going around his neck. Kerwin looking for the cradle there, gets one swipe, two swipes, 3, 4. 4 near fall awarded there. Blake getting around for the reversal. .30 seconds remaining. Blake remaining on top. 2 points are awarded for the reversal there by Kerwin. As soon as I said it, now brings it 9-2 in personal points. Kerwin leading by 7. And that is time for the second period. Kerwin will be leading by 7 going into the third. As the coin flip goes to Lone Peak, they defer, and Kerwin chooses defensive. That is 2 points awarded for a reversal for Kerwin. And I believe stalling will be called there. Or I believe an injury call. As I believe Boston and Blake started to have a nosebleed. Coming back out of that injury timeout there. Blake being in the defensive position. Kerwin getting the cradle. 3 swipes, 4 swipes. Has 4 points awarded for near fall. Trying to look for the pin. Blake in a bad situation here. Just about getting the fall. Blake just about getting to his stomach. Kerwin now on top. Has 4 points awarded. Now 15 to 2. And that'll be the end of the third period. Kerwin winning 15 to 2 over Boston Blake, which will give Pleasant Grove the win, which will bring them 4 points there, 25 to 18. Well, starting in neutral position here. For the 165 pounds, we have Deacon Ludvigsen, there we go, versus CJ Gibson. 3 points rewarded for the takedown for Ludvigsen. Staying on top, looking for the cradle. And he gets it. 1, 2, 3. And that is the fall. 30-second fall there for Deacon Ludvigsen against CJ Gibson for Lone Peak. Next, for the 175 pounds, we have Mirari Perez for Pleasant Grove going against William Johnston for Lone Peak. Starting in neutral position here. Mirari trying to get the leg there, going around, having him in a headlock. Johnston looking for the leg pick, does not get it. Murray getting him onto his back, 1 swipe, 2, and that is the fall for Mirari Perez. Another 30-second fall for Pleasant Grove, awarding them 6 more points. Next, for the 215 pounds, we have Bridger Anderson going against Atticus Rodriguez. Which now brings Pleasant Grove to winning 37 to 18. Starting in neutral here. Rodriguez with the shot early on. And that'll be out of bounds with 50 seconds left. Rodriguez showing some early signs of aggression here, going for that early 5-second shot, pushing them both out of bounds. Trying to get a leg there. Anderson sprawling to get away. Both now bringing them back to their feet in neutral. Anderson getting a leg pick. Sweeps, gets him onto his knees. That's 3 points rewarded for the takedown. And that is time for this first period, as Anderson is leading 3-0 against Rodriguez in personal points. The coin flip goes to Pleasant Grove and they defer. As they pick defensive. Rodriguez trying to get this one escape point, trying to cut the lead down to 2. Rodriguez getting one leg. And I'll be out of bounds with 1:14 on the clock. Bringing them back to neutral position. That's 3 points awarded for a takedown and 2 swipes of near fall. That'll put Rodriguez in the lead now, 3-5. That is another 2 points called for the reversal and out of bounds. Now 3-7. Anderson starting in the defensive position with 45 seconds on the clock. Getting some near fall here. Trying to get the fall. And he does get the fall. Which now gives it 6 more points to Lone Peak, brings them 37-24. Pleasant Grove in the lead still by 13 points.
Corbin, you got another one. Come up here.
Next for the 285 pounds, we have Winford McBride for Pleasant Grove going against Caleb Hoyle for Lone Peak. Starting in neutral position here. Almost going out of bounds. Keeping it in. McBride on the inside. McBride going for the shot, getting a leg. Hoyle getting on top, 3 points awarded for the takedown. Now going out of bounds with 12 seconds remaining in the first period. Starting in neutral here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is time for the first period. Starting in neutral in the second period. McBride with the shot there, carrying them out of bounds. Hard takedown. Starting in neutral again, 1 minute remaining. McBride getting the leg, getting him down, and that'll be out of bounds with 50 seconds remaining. Getting a hard hit there, put him on the ground, no points awarded. McBride taking him down, 3 points for the takedown. Puts them ahead, 4-3. Hoyle getting to his feet. Now it'll be a holding of hands call, 1 point awarded for the escape, 4-4 now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 points awarded last second for the takedown. Hoyle leading into the third period, now 4-7. Or sorry, now 4-8. McBride starting in the defensive position. Getting around him. Getting his head down. Trying to get around him. That's 2 points awarded for the reversal. Looking for the takedown. Now, Hoyle almost getting around him here. Now bring them out of bounds. No points awarded. Or, I apologize, 2 points awarded for a reversal at the last second. That'll be 1 point awarded to McBride as Lone Peak decides to cut him loose at the start to start in neutral. As there will be an injury timeout, as I believe Hoyle starting to have a bloody nose here in almost the exact same spot as earlier. Starting in neutral here, McBride is down 7-10. That'll put them out of bounds. .46 seconds remaining, starting in neutral again. Now 30 seconds remaining. Hoyle getting a shot, getting a leg. That is 3 points awarded for the takedown. We're looking for some near fall. And that is the fall. 2 seconds remaining in the third period. Lone Peak will take the 6 points. They're now 37 for Pleasant Grove to Lone Peak's 30. And that will be all of the games that we will be able to cover today, as we will have some extra matches going on behind us. We will be right back in just about an hour to an hour and a half for the varsity matches. And we will see you then. This has been PGSN. I'm Boston Harding here with
Sean Guyman.
And we will be right back.